It will be something that completely change my life, I expect.
Does raising kids teach me skills I use in the workplace? Absolutely. Patience. Patience is a virtue, both working with people and with my son.
Patience is, I think, one of the biggest things that I think I had to learn. It's such a new thing in your life that you have to be patient to learn it, and not everything can be learned in books. You have to do also try and errors with your children. I think it's the same that you can do in your professional life.
When the baby will be born in 3 months, definitely the priorities will change. I will be much more focused in the welfare of the baby, and it will be something that completely change my life, I expect.
Do you find the support for men from the government on childcare sufficient?
It's ridiculous. I mean, it got a little bit better. We in Switzerland had the vote. Now have 2 weeks of parental leave. Before that, it was the legal limit was 1 day, which is the same as moving day. So it's basically valid as much as moving your flat. Mothers have a 3 months period where they are officially support from the government, which is ridiculous. After 3 months, if you hold your baby after 3 months, they normally cannot hold their own heads, and then as a mom, you should be going back to work full time. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Already the step that now we have 2 weeks is a big step forward. It's not enough.
I don't find the support from the government equal. At least here in Switzerland, men only has 2 weeks, but recently was upgraded from just a few days. But I consider that it's still not enough, because these first months I consider are very challenging, and there is a lot of work for both, not only the mother but also the father. So I would consider that it should be increased, this amount that the father especially has for childcare.
And I think we still have a lot of work to be done to catch up to other countries which are much more further on that front.
What's the question that you as a working dad is sick of answering?
How do you manage work-life balance with kids? Because I think there is no wrong or right answer. I think it depends on your life priorities that you make, and there are solutions for that. We are not the first ones who did it. There are many other people who managed to do it in the past. Let's try to get the learnings from the past, and I think I rather get the question, how do you manage it? What would be the tips and tricks that you can give to me?
What are the tips that you have to prevent yourself from burning out?
For me, it's really making a massive difference if you can take your moments where you can completely think about that moment. And for me, when I have this time, for instance, with Tari, that's one of those moments where I'm immersed in that moment, right? I don't think about anything else, because I have to do. If we're outside, I have to take care that he's not running, on the street or anything like that. So you have to be also completely immersed, which is really beautiful. I'm in that moment. I'm there, and I can forget about anything else, because I also have to, right?
Usually we talk with my wife about shared responsibilities. It's something that we have to plan, and we listen to the priorities that both of us have, because there are priorities. I mean, if you're in a fundraising mode, you need to close it at one point, so it's a tough period. But then you need to find the right balance to also say, okay, you had now a harder time with the children because I had to travel, or I was not at home, or had long conference calls, so you had to put the kids in bed. Then it's like, okay, on the weekend I'm going to try to counterbalance it, that you can a little bit get more rest over the weekends. So it means that I would do some activities alone with Ada, that she can then concentrate on her work, or she's doing that. So that's what I have as an example, that I take my Friday afternoon and I have specific activities on Sunday morning with my children, that everybody also finds time with the children in that sense.
Being at home in a home office setup with your family has been tough, I think, for everyone. For me, I think the only thing you can really do is be relaxed about it. And if your kid storms in, it storms in. That's life. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same situation that this can happen. Our flat particularly is not really prepared for working at home because I rarely work at home. So I was then doing my team calls in the room of Tari, which was particularly funny. But apart from that, just I think be relaxed about it. I think that's the biggest tip I can give, because otherwise you'll be super stressed out. It's okay to be a dad, and it's okay to have your kids storm into a Teams meeting. It's just life.
Yeah, that's true.